good morning to your viewers. I think my reaction falls in line with what my big brother just spoke about. We're on the same line as to how we've received this. However, he couldn't, because of the stature and the nature of the position he's holding. When you ask him as to how will people that support President Zuma will react, I think the clear reaction is simple. We are very angry, and our anger, we will show it to the whole country. We are very tired of the captured judiciary. The judiciary...
Mr. Zuma, when you say you will show your anger to the entire country, what do you mean by that?
You know, when you show your anger, there are various ways as to how to show your anger. It can be either by an industrial action, stoppages, and so forth. Such will occur. We, however, discourage people from taking an advantage. In fact, we discourage thieves from taking an advantage of a situation of this magnitude to do their own ill-deceived things. We, as people who support President Zuma, are going to show our anger, and the whole world will see our anger. Until such time, such people that are sitting in the benches and wearing red robes, claiming to be wanting to protect this very country, and claiming to be wanting to protect the very constitution that the very President Zuma fought for, are lying. And they are lying to the whole nation. They are bringing this country into disrepute, and they are the ones that should be blamed. You ask the question as to where do you report judges? They must be reported to us as individuals, as South Africans. We will fight against them, and we must remove them, because clearly they are not there to be objective. They are there to lie. They are being fed monies. They themselves...
Well, Mr. Zuma, you're quite adamant that you are still hell-bent on showing your anger to the rest of the world. And I'm still not getting in what way, what is it that you're going to do? Because you said earlier on, you were warning some thugs and criminal elements from hijacking whatever proceedings that you'll be embarking on. What is it that you're going to be doing? And how are Mr. Zuma supporters going to be reacting to this?
We will be having protest marches on a daily basis until such time these people become, come to the decision to say, we were wrong. These people, they are eaten by their pride. They know they made a mistake as the Constitutional Court. They made a mistake, and because of pride, they do not want to accept that. And we will be showing that. The anger that we will be showing, we will be marching, and we will be making stoppages, and we will be blocking places.
But on what grounds then, on what grounds and on what basis would you be conducting those marches? Because the Constitutional Court has already delivered the judgment, and the Constitutional Court is the final arbiter. It is the apex court of the land.
Well, the apex court of the land, unfortunately, has misled this country. And the apex court of this land, unfortunately, has taken this country into a constitutional crisis. They understand that it's a matter of them accepting that mistake, which they do not want to do. And as ordinary people and ordinary citizens, we will revolt against this, and we will fight this to the bitter end. because we cannot allow President Zuma to be abused the way he's being abused by the judiciary of this country.
But Mr. Zuma, do you realize that whatever you'll be doing will be, beyond the orbit of legality? It won't be, legal action, because the Constitutional Court, in as much as you are aggrieved by its decision, but there isn't much you can do apart from accepting the decision of the court.
Well, maybe you can say that to former president's legal team and the foundation. They would be able to reason with you. We are not going to be reasoning with anybody, because the very same legal structures that we thought were going to be fair and honest are the ones that are talking nonsense.
But Mr. Zuma, do you realize that your statement would be read in the same light as incitement? Because what you're basically doing, you're almost insinuating that you are inciting violence, because this is a legal judgment, a legal decision that has to be abided by all the parties affected.
Unless you are an expert of interpretation, then you will be able to tell me what you are telling me now. Right now, what I'm saying, whether any other individual or person interprets it, however, that doesn't matter to us. All we are saying is we will react, and we will react very, very badly.
But all I'm saying is, I am no expert of interpretation, but all I'm saying to you is that whatever is it that you are planning will be illegal, because the decision has been made by the Constitutional Court, and nothing else can be done. I mean, all the channels have been exhausted, the legal channels, that is, and there is no other way of tackling your grievances other than accepting it.
Firstly, let me correct you. In no way am I saying we must do something illegal. That's one. You need to correct yourself so that you do not report the nonsense that you guys always report. Secondly, if ever I am saying we will react in a very angry manner, illegal or legal, right now, I do not recognize any legality in this country. They have failed to show legality and to show fairness to President Zuma. Which is this legal institution that I'm expected to respect, when the very last institution, which is the apex court of this land, has shown its colors, that they've been bought by money? They are biased towards
Mr. Zuma,
individuals.
But Mr. Jacob Zuma approached the very same institutions that you say you don't recognize.
He did, and we accept and appreciate the fact that he did, because he's showing the whole country that he respects the laws and the rules of this very land. But if these very rules and the laws of this land do not respect him, what do you expect me to do? I might as well not respect them.
Okay, Mr. Zuma, how is your father doing? How has he accepted the news? Have you had a chance to speak to him?
I'm sure my big brother, Mani, will be able to answer you on that one. And his legal team will be able, including his medical team. For me, I was speaking as Edward Zuma, who is mobilizing support to retaliate on this nonsensical decision.
Okay, Mr. Zuma, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That was Edward Zuma, the son of incarcerated former President Jacob Zuma, just sharing his reaction on the Constitutional Court's judgment, setting aside his application to have his incarceration rescinded. Let's get